2 weeks of September. I told you September was going to be very, very strange. Um, let's start out. First, let's start talking about SETI, and unfortunately, the signal.
You may have heard about this signal originally found by Russian astronomers in 2015 actually, that might be a signal from a star system 95 light years away. We've been looking for this signal using the Allen telescope array. We spent 2 nights looking for it. We couldn't find it. So what was it? Could it have been ET and then for some reason they went off the air? Or could it have been terrestrial interference? You know, something like a telecommunications satellite or a radar on an aircraft. Well, we still don't know. We couldn't find the signal. And now the Russian Academy of Sciences is saying it was a military satellite. So no detection yet, but look, you know, you can't always be cynical. If a signal is looking promising, we are going to check it out.
Closing into work.
Alex Skripochka now joining Jeff Williams and Alexei Ovchinin there in the passageway as they are about to say farewell to their 3 counterparts before making their way through the hatch. And the 3 crew members now making their way in as Ovchinin last to wave. Undocking confirmed, physical separation confirmed. At 4:51 p.m. Central Time, 5:51 p.m. Eastern Time, as the Soyuz TMA-20M spacecraft in the International Space Station flew 258 statute miles over eastern Mongolia.
Separation of the objects of the vehicles. Copy.
An outstanding view from the truss camera, one of the new HD external cameras.
37.
Expedition 49 technically underway.
Clear. There are no objects in it, so nothing, no foreign objects. Copy.
The journey home begins for Williams, Ovchinin, and Skripochka.
Gas 1 and 2 is done, so now we're getting ready for thruster select.
And he's in the chair, and actually, and that is NASA's Jeff Williams, now back in the chair. So he was second out. Now again, he's with his flight doc, his surgeon, Dr. Joe Schmidt, and NASA astronaut Pat Forrester here to welcome him back, along with the NASA Russia team, also Joe Montalbano from the International Space Station program. But Jeff Williams, NASA's most experienced astronaut, now out of the capsule in his chair, once again back home here on planet Earth. And Rob, cut in anytime you guys get that video back, but 2 of the crew members are back out, now just waiting on Skripochka. He'll be the 3rd and final. Jeff Williams in very high spirits.
And Dan, we now have video back from the landing site, looking at Jeff Williams smiling broadly, sitting next to his Soyuz commander, Alexei Ovchinin.
Yep, and right now they're doing all just those initial medical checkouts, just quick takes of the vitals and things like that before they get ready to move off to the medical tent. And all 3 of these crew members are going to be participating in the field test study. So they'll be on the ground for about an hour and a half or so until they load up their own helicopters and here safely back down on the ground. Now all of the final work on the Soyuz is going to begin. Pretty soon they'll be taking out samples for various science experiments, human research facility samples, a number of others that come down in the small cargo complement inside the Soyuz spacecraft. But for now, all 3 crew members in the chairs, again, just doing these initial medical checkouts, and then they'll get carried one by one individually over to the medical tent, which is now erected. It's a big inflatable orange tent just a few hundred feet from here, and they'll be heading in there. They'll do a little bit more extensive medical checkouts and then begin those field tests that we talked about just a little while ago. Each of those taking about an hour. They'll be doing them simultaneously, so it'll be about an hour and a half total time for the crew now here on the ground before they load back up into helicopters and make their way to Karaganda for the welcoming ceremony. And then once there, they'll go.
As the crew watched all of our coverage in a video uplink, and now we'll watch as the crew is brought into the medical tent.
Yep, and Keenan was just carried off, and now they're picking up Jeff Williams, getting a thumbs up from his flight doc. He's in great condition. The veteran space flyer, no stranger to these re-entries, making his way now over to the medical tent. And just up behind.
It's not an easy job carrying a cosmonaut.
Getting a round of applause from some of the Rosaviata, the search and recovery forces, who do an amazing job getting the crew members, locating the capsule, and getting all the teams out here in very remote regions of Kazakhstan.
Now something that I really love. Believe it or not, it's the 50th anniversary of Star Trek. I don't know about you, but as a kid, I was a huge Star Trek fan. Still am. Love Star Trek. Had me a little crush on Mr. Spock. Actually, I still kind of do. Leonard Nimoy, God rest your soul, man. You made me smile. Yeah, you were fantastic. But let's say congratulations to the 50th anniversary of Star Trek. Star Trek helped us dream, and we dream the impossible. Um, but people really don't stop to think about what all we have accomplished. We know we sent men to the moon. We know we've got probes on Mars. We know about the probes that we've got sent out checking out Jupiter right now, but people really don't stop and think how far out into our solar system we've gotten, all the things we've discovered. And Star Trek is the one that inspired us to go where no man has gone before. So let's take a look back at all the things that we've accomplished. I think you'll be amazed and impressed. And we can't forget the weird Virgin Galactic Spaceship 2 Unity space plane that took a test flight under the wing of its mothership over the Mojave in California. Let's take a look at this. To me, this ship is kind of weird looking, but very, very interesting. And of course, there's NASA's OSIRIS-REx video that it took off from Cape Canaveral in Florida on Thursday, September the 8th. It's on its way to Bennu. So we're going to keep in touch with that one. Big asteroid. Interesting study. Let's see what they learned from it. going to leave you with something cool and weird. How often do you get to listen to a planet?